Last story of the day, Instagram deliberate design choices make it unsafe for teens despite Meta's promises, report says. Bias distribution, you've got way more reporting coming from the left at 23%, center is 68%, and then a 9% reporting from the right, which makes this a blind spot for the right if you ask me. So my article comes from the Associated Press. It does say it leans left with very high factuality. It's third down on the factuality list. Let's go ahead and get into it. Despite years of congressional hearings, lawsuits, academic research, whistleblowers, and testimony from parents, teenagers about the dangers of Instagram, Meta's wildly popular app has failed to protect children from harm with woefully ineffective safety measures, according to a new report from former employee and whistleblower Arturo Bejar and 4 nonprofit groups. Meta's efforts at addressing teen safety and mental health on its platforms have long been met with criticism, and the changes don't go far enough. Now the report's authors claim Meta has chosen not to take real steps to address safety concerns, opting instead for splashy headlines about new tools for parenting and Instagram teen accounts for underage users. The report Thursday came from Bejar and the Cybersecurity for Democracy at New York University and Northeastern University, as well as the Molly Rose Foundation, Fair Play, and Parents SOS. Meta said the report misrepresents its efforts on teen safety. The report evaluated 47 of Meta's 53 safety features for 4 teens on Instagram and found that the majority of them are either no longer available or ineffective. Others reduced harm but came with some notable limitations, while only 8 tools worked as intended with no limitations. The report's focus was on Instagram's design, not content moderation. The distinction is critical because social media platforms and their defenders often conflate efforts to improve platform design with censorship, the report says. However, addressing safety tools and calling out Meta when those tools do not work as promised has nothing to do with free speech. Holding Meta accountable for deceiving young people and parents about how safe Instagram really is not a free speech issue. Meta called the report misleading and dangerously speculative and said it undermines the important conversation about teen safety. This report repeatedly misrepresents our efforts to empower parents and protect teens, misstating how our safety tools work and how millions of parents and teens are using them today. Teen accounts lead the industry because they provide automatic safety protections and straightforward parental controls, Meta said. The reality is teens who were placed in those protections saw less sensitive content, experienced less unwanted contact, and spent less time on Instagram at night. Parents also have robust tools at their fingertips, from limited usage to monitoring interactions. We'll continue improving our tools and welcome constructive feedback, but this report is not that. Meta has not disclosed what percentage of parents use the parental control tools. Such features can be useful for families in which parents are already involved in their child's online life and activities, but experts say that's not the reality for many people. New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres, who has filed a lawsuit against Meta claiming it fails to protect children from predators, said it's unfortunate that Meta is doubling down on its efforts to persuade parents and children that Meta's platforms are safe instead of making sure that its platforms are actually safe. The authors created teen test accounts as well as the malicious adult and teen accounts that would attempt to interact with these accounts in order to evaluate Instagram safeguards. For instance, while Meta has sought to limit adult strangers from contacting underage users on its app, adults can still communicate with minors through many features that are inherent in Instagram's design, the report says. In many cases, adult strangers were recommended to the minor's account by Instagram features such as Reels and people to follow. Gross. Most significantly, when a minor experiences unwanted sexual advances or inappropriate contact, Meta's own product design and explicitly do not include any effective way for the teen to let the company know of the unwanted advance, the report says. Meta said the report is misleading because it rates many of the safety tools not on what they promised to do, but what the authors would like them to accomplish. For instance, the report says features that let users manually hide comments works as described, but add that it places a clear nuance on the recipient to do so and doesn't allow the user to say what they hid the comment, which Meta has never promised it would do. Blah, 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 blah. Instagram also pushes its disappearing messages feature to teenagers with an animated reward such as an incentive to use it. Disappearing messages can be dangerous for minors and are used for drug sales and grooming and leave the minor account with no recourse, according to the report. Another safety feature, which is supposed to hide or filter out common offensive words and phrases in order to prevent harassment, was also found to be largely ineffective. Grossly offensive and misogynistic phrases were among the terms that were freely able to be sent from one teen account to another. So the report says, for example, a message that encouraged the recipient to Minecraft themselves, I'm not going to say it on YouTube, and contained a vulgar term for women was not filtered and had no warnings applied to it. Meta said the tools were never intended to filter messages, only message requests. The company expanded its teen accounts on Thursday to users worldwide. As it sought to add safety safeguards for teens, Meta has also promised it wouldn't show inappropriate content to teens, such as posts about self-harm, eating disorders, or sewer slides. The report found that teen avatars were nonetheless recommended age-inappropriate sexual content, including graphic descriptions, the use of cartoons to describe demeaning acts, and brief displays of nudity. We were also algorithmically recommended a range of violent and disturbing content, including reels of people getting struck by road traffic, falling from heights to their deaths, which the last frame cut off so as not to see the impact, and people graphically breaking bones, the report says. In addition, Instagram also recommended a range of self-harm, self-injury, and body image content on teens' accounts that reports say would be reasonably likely to result in adverse impacts for young people, including teenagers experiencing poor mental health or self-harm or sewer slide behaviors. The report, holy crap, okay. Until we see meaningful action, teen accounts will remain yet another missed opportunity to protect children from harm, and Instagram will continue to be an unsafe experience for far too many users, the report says. Hey, thanks for checking out this video from Nightly News this morning. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video or when we go live on Tuesdays and Fridays.